You really have to be epically, legendarily racist to not want an extra holiday. Charlie Kirk was so mad that Juneteenth became a federal holiday after complaining that Martin Luther King Day was a holiday that he video recorded himself going to work on Juneteenth to say this shouldn't be a holiday. America has no fucking days off. We don't ever get vacations in this bitch, okay? So the idea that you would give up a federal holiday in a country that only gives you like 5 a year, in a country where Americans work less than they sleep, and you would give that up, how fucking racist do you have to be, bro?
When a black person dies, white media, especially conservative media, they'll go find all the criminal history. D-House he did when he was in high school, goddamn the speeding tickets they got last week, you know what I'm saying, the tweets they disagreed with, and they never berated about having empathy and sympathy for the dead because now they're engaged in confirmation bias because that nigga supposed to be dead. Now all of a sudden, the same group that loves to politicize every time death is brought up, all of a sudden want us to be like the damn Pope. All of a sudden you want Mary Magdalene. Nah, hell no. The same way you live by it gonna be the same way you die by it. I can't understand how a person's supposed to have much more empathy for a motherfucker that had no empathy when they was alive. How can you expect for people to have more respect for a person in death than they had ever for nobody when they was alive? I don't get the double standard, especially when it comes to morals and ethics about having respect for the dead. Hey, Charlie Kirk berated and trivialized the death of George Floyd for political gain. As a matter of fact, he doubled down and criminalized a lot of black folks, even in death. So now that his family has to, you know what I'm saying, mourn, like, shit, y'all ain't got that type of sympathy and empathy for these black women when their sons get murdered. Y'all figure out every mass shooting to politicize. You can't think of a mass shooting that had happened in the past 10 years that Charlie Kirk didn't capitalize on. Now he under the dirt, pushing daisies, kicking the bucket, and all of a sudden we gotta have all of the decorum, all of the ethics, and talking about his humanity. He ain't had no humanity. He was a bad person. You see what I'm saying? When a racist die, ain't nobody gonna cry too much, except for the racists that raised the racists. You see what I'm saying? And that's the reality of the situation. You feel me? The reality of the situation is he didn't have no heart when it came to the folks he justified. The chickens have come home to roost.
It hilarious that the same type of people who are out here yelling respect the dead is the same type of people who family lineage literally has photos like this of y'all standing around smiling as if it's just another day, when in reality I was standing around smiling over our dead corpse. But hey, respect the dead, right? Well, this one is a real kicker. Look at that. How old is these boys there that's smiling and laughing? Look at the one in the front. He's having a grand old time like it's not a corpse above his fucking head. But hey, we should respect Charlie. Bitch, y'all are gonna hate me when the big beautiful obituary happy. I promise you, I'm going right around the corner to my favorite spot. I'm gonna give me some fucking burrito tacos, some elote, give me some motherfucking cut water, and I don't even drink, and I'm gonna roll me up a fat ass wood, and I'm gonna have me a grand old fucking time. There's nothing you people could ever do to make me feel bad. Y'all have been the most inhumane people to ever walk this motherfucking earth. So yeah, I'm sorry if I'm not taking advice from you. No monster is gonna tell me how to be an angel, you know? So yeah, let me get a good smile like he got going on. Charlie, good? Oh, okay. Fuck out of here.
This is spot on.
My favorite part about Kash Patel's press conference is he, a Hindu man, telling a deceased Protestant with a Mormon governor behind him that he will meet him in the pagan afterlife.
It's spot on. Because it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. All this shit that they espouse to be, it's all bullshit.
Mehdi Hassan, a reporter who's doing some amazing work right now, he talks about the fact that, and he said this is a direct quote from him on Twitter. He said, so much disinformation on this site tonight in wake of the horrific Kirk murder, with conservatives cynically suggesting that all of the political violence in this country comes from the left. In fact, he says it's the opposite. Here are the facts for those with short memories. The man who targeted and killed Democratic State Representative Melissa Hortman was a Trump supporter. That just happened. That was a couple of weeks ago, a couple months ago, maybe at this point. The man who targeted the home of Democratic Governor Josh Shapiro was a Trump supporter. The men who wanted to hang Mike Pence on January 6th were Trump supporters. The man who targeted and killed the son of Obama-appointed District Judge Esther Salas was a Trump supporter. The man who tried to kidnap Nancy Pelosi and assaulted her husband was a Trump supporter. The men who were convicted trying to kidnap Democratic Governor Gretchen Whitmer were Trump supporters. The man who sent pipe bombs to the homes of Obama and Biden was a Trump supporter. He concludes that there is no equivalent or even similar list of Obama or Biden supporters who have carried out similar murders, attempted murders, or violent attacks. So we're not going to do one of those both sides situations. Like that's absolutely not going to happen because we have to deal with facts.
A terrible weekend has ended in the United States of America. It was a weekend with calls for revenge, retribution, for collective guilt. And we saw a president of the United States and his political faction attempt to use the murder of a young man, a disciple of their movement, as the occasion to force submission on the whole of the American people regarding their ideas. There are scores and tens of millions of us in this moment who will not be intimidated and will not be bullied into the acceptance of their vile ideas and their movement, which is un-American. It is un-American because Donald Trump is a fascist. I use that word deliberately, I use it accurately, and I use it precisely.